It's Mother's Day. On your way home, you come up with a brilliant idea. You think to yourself, why don't I make a cake for Mom to thank her for all her hard work? You put on your gloves and take all the safety measures to bake, but there's a problem. You cannot find the baking powder because all 3 jars have the same color ingredient. Sister suggests trying to test which one of the 3 white powders is the baking powder. To be sure, you decide to mix a spoon of each one of them in water. The first mix stays transparent. The second mix becomes slightly white with bubbles forming. The third mix becomes just slightly white. Which one of these 3 is the baking powder? It's the second mix, because baking powder's job is to let the cake rise, and it's done by enlarging air bubbles when it reacts with water and other ingredients, while the first mix is sugar as it dissolved in water, and the third mixture is flour as it becomes white after mixing. Finish preparing the mix, then you put the cake in the oven. Your brother warns you not to open the oven while it's baking. You leave the kitchen. After coming back, you find that the cake center fell. You suspect someone caused the heat to drop, so you ask the 3 other people in the house, your elder brother, your little brother, and his friend. Your elder brother says, I was watching the wrestling on TV, then I got some snacks from the kitchen. I was really hungry. Your little brother says, I went to the kitchen, grabbed the snacks in a hurry, and went back to continue our game. His friend says, I was just busy with the game to notice anything around me. Who did it? It was your little brother. Your brother went in a hurry and grabbed all the snacks, leaving nothing for him who couldn't resist the smell and had to open the oven and peek at the cake. After the little investigation, your little brother wants to make a little surprise for your mother too. But first he needs to finish his science fair project that he was supposed to make with his friend instead of gaming. Their idea is to create a lava lamp, but they only remember the scientific principles behind how it works, density and polarity. They remember some ingredients they need to mix, water, food coloring, and salt. They still have another fluid they forgot about. In the kitchen, you find 3 bottles. One for olive oil, one for liquid soap, and the other is for juice. What is the liquid we need to use? It is olive oil. Out of all the 3 fluids, it is the only one that doesn't mix with water and has less density. And both liquid soap and juice mix with water. After finishing the project, your little brother's friend leaves. Now you are both free to make a little gift for your mom. You look for cool ideas online. You find a tutorial on how to make a cute coffee filter with flowers on it. But you find out that you do not have coffee filters. So you try to pick up the best fabric to replace it. You find only 3 pieces of each cloth: cheesecloth, wool, and gabardine cloth. And they are almost the size needed. What should you use? We use gabardine cloth. It can filter coffee with the small piece we got. The cheesecloth piece becomes useless because we don't have enough fabric to have many layers. And the wool is not an option since it will absorb a lot of the coffee. As your cake was not prepared well, you decided to order a gift for your mother. But your online order was supposed to be delivered earlier today. After calling to the company, you find out that the employee gave it to a neighbor living in one of the 3 houses on the opposite side of your house. He apologized and told you that the neighbor said he would give it to the right owner. He also just remembered the fact that the person had a lovely smell. He went to the 3 neighbors to find your order. The first said he had a lazy morning watching TV. The second said that she was working out. The third said that she was enjoying a long bath. Which neighbor got your package? It is the third neighbor. She states that she was taking a long bath while the second neighbor was working out all day, and the first one was having a lazy day. Your neighbor happily gives you the package. Then she asks you for a favor. She tells you that she was painting after having that bath, but the paint fell all over her clothes. Now she struggles to clean it up. She needs to remove as much of the paint as possible before throwing it in the washing machine. You are presented with 3 options to help clean the blobs: a towel, a spoon, and paper napkins. Which option should she use? It is the spoon. Unlike the other two options that will push the paint deeper into the fabric fibers, the spoon helps you scoop as much paint as possible with no problems. Before you leave her house, she gets a phone call from the local radio station. It is a game show. She could win a prize if she answers a riddle. She asks again for your help. The riddle is, you happen to be on vacation with your family on a cruise ship when the cruise ship starts drowning. Act fast and smartly to help your family members survive. The water is super cold, and there are some waves. You are lucky enough to find a board large enough to carry all 4 of you and 3 items that could help you survive until the help comes. But you have to leave one thing behind. You have a large blanket, some canned soup, and a big bag of fruit. What is the best to leave behind? Answer quickly. It is the fruit bag because it is so heavy. Also, the canned soup will last longer than the fruit, and the blanket is essential for your survival in the cold. When you arrive at the front of your house, you remember that you forgot the key. The doorbell isn't working. You try to remember where your parents put the backup key. You remember the hint your mom gave you. The key is in a place that is wet by the morning and dry by noon. There might be 3 places where the key should be: under the doormat, soil of the decoration plant, under the rocks on the side of the door. Guess where the key is hidden? The key is in the decoration plant soil. The soil gets wet in the morning because we water the plant early in the morning, and with time it gets drier. The other 2 options don't have any regular change in humidity. When you enter the door, you find your sister with a bouquet. She is worried that the flowers will die fast. She puts them in water, but there is no flower food. You try to help her. You look in the kitchen for items to replace the flower food. They need to help kill bacteria and keep the flower alive. You cannot find any bleach or vinegar, but you only find sugar, diet lemon juice, and lime soda. What can replace the flower food? It is the lime soda. It has enough acid to kill bacteria and enough sugar to provide flowers with nutrition. The diet lemon juice doesn't have any sugar, and the sugar cannot help fight bacteria. Your little brother reaches out to you. He tells you that there is no more gift wrapping paper. He used it all. Your mom is coming home soon, so you cannot go to the shop. You try to think of something. You go ahead and look for the stuff you can use. Thank God you managed to find your dead grandmother's scarf, a cracked clay flower pot, and a big chips bag. What's the best option to wrap your gift? The scarf look should not be the option because your mother will not be happy to use it like this. The flower pot risks getting broken, so you will use the bag of chips. But how? You'll use it inside out, and it will look like silver wrapping paper. Your dad calls you about driving your mom home. You think about surprising your mom with a warm welcome. Your sister tells you to use confetti, but again, there is not enough time to go to the store. You need to find an alternative very fast. The solution needs to be executed quickly and make the least mess. Your sister gives you some ideas. You can use the dried flour your mom keeps. Also, you can make snowflakes from the frozen water in the bottle in the freezer. Plus, you could try to freeze some leaves. What would you do? Using the dried flowers and freezing leaves will take a lot of time and make a lot of mess. So the best solution is to make snowflakes, since it won't take a lot of time and when you have the water frozen already. Also, the flakes will melt after the party, leaving less mess. Your dad calls you again to tell you that they've got a problem. The tire blew up. They need to find a quick way to fix the car. You need to help your parents come home soon so you can celebrate. You need to help them get the car repaired and take a taxi home. You know you got some business cards for a car repair company somewhere. You look it up. You manage to find 3 worn-off cards with only phone numbers on them. The first card is yellow and in bad state. The second card is white with black spots that feel sticky and a bit slimy. The final card has dust all over it. What card has the right number on it? It is the second card since it got motor oil on it. It can only be from a repair workshop. You managed to call the repair company who took care of the issue. Your parents come home and your mom was pleasantly surprised. You made her day. Like always, if you enjoyed it, be sure to give us a big thumbs up and give us some love in the comments section. To keep up to date with all of our awesome videos, be sure to hit subscribe and turn your notifications on to never miss a thing. Until next time, do take care of yourself.